Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, Beauty on a Budget. My name is Heather and today is Thursday, February the 13th of 2025. So I needed a couple curtain rods. Oh shoot, I'm going to drop everything. Right, so I just had the curtain rod sitting on my coffee table and I went to reach them and I just about dropped everything. So I went to a liquidation place where I live, and that's where I got my other curtain rods from my other house I'm using in this house. Between $20 and $30 for a curtain rod. So I got this one for the bathroom. So this was $17 for this one. So it's got the little crystal finials, and it's in the silver color. Now this does come with these curtain hooks, but I'm going to take this one out only because this package was damaged. I just want to make sure that curtain rod is not broken. I got the one that was the best condition. For some reason it doesn't want to come out. This came with these hooks here. The curtains that I'm using have the grommets in them, so I'm probably not going to use these. I don't know. Depends on what room these will be in, but I don't think I'm going to be using these hooks, so these can just come off. But so I said, this one here was $17. And it came with some curtain hooks. Even if I don't use these, I can save these for another time, or I can use these when I do my other ones, when I get these ones put up. Might be able to use these to hang up some shears or something for underneath. This is what I wanted to check because this video is not on here. I just want to make sure that it's... Okay, there we go. There, just needs to be, screw just needs to be tightened. So both the finials are on this one. This curtain rod is, what's the size? 28 to 48 inches. So this is the one I got for my bathroom. And then, oh shoot, I am holding it the wrong way and I am just, it is just gonna fall on me. Gonna set this down. Oh. Okay, so that was the one for the bathroom, and then for my bedroom I needed two, and I couldn't find any of the small ones. They only had just that one that was the smaller size, so I got this one. So this is the 48 to 84 inches. I got two of them and they were $19 each. Now I liked the finials on this one. And again, it came with more of these little curtain hooks, which I thought was just a bonus, thing, depending on what type of curtains you go with. If you didn't have to buy hooks. I'm just going to set these aside because I know I'm going to knock these everywhere and it's going to be really loud if those hit the floor. Oops. And then while I was there, I also was looking for curtain panels. Like for the master bedroom, I need about 3 or 4 panels depending on how I want to do the windows. So I decided I think I'd rather do 2 panels on each window. I might just do 1 on the one and 2 for sure on the other one. So for the ones I was going to use, I just have 2 of the white faux suede. And that was one thing I thought, that's where I had bought my curtains before, but they didn't have any of that color. They had some other faux suede. But I kept looking and I found these ones for $9 a panel. And these are 54 inches by 84 inches. So this would be perfect. And so they have the little grommets in here. So I bought 4 of them for the master bedroom. And I'm going to take these out of here, throw these in my dryer, and do a steam fresh on here just to get any wrinkles and things out. They don't need to be washed. They are, brand new, but just the wrinkles. And then I did go to Value Village because I'm still looking for, in my kitchen, I just like to layer up my curtains. And so I was just looking for lace curtains. So I went through and I went to the whole section over there. So first I went through the materials. Oh, I guess it was the tablecloths. That's the first one. I went through the tablecloths and then the curtains and then the material. So I found this nice little tablecloth and it will fit on my coffee table perfectly. And this was $3.99. So this definitely has to get washed. And then I found this one, and it's a nice big one. It will fit my kitchen table. And it's got the roses on it. They've got some color for the pink, and it's got some green in there where the leaves are. And this one, I didn't believe the price. I thought this was mispriced, but it was $1.99. And then I did kind of check it. I'm like, well, does it have any rips in it? It doesn't have any rips, but it does have a stain. You know, tablecloths get stains. I don't know if that's gonna, if it's coffee, tea, how easy that is gonna be to get out. I don't know if it can see it on the camera, but there's like the stain right there. Depending on where the stain is when I put my tablecloth on the table, if it looks like it might be further to the back, I can kind of drop it behind the table, like on the back side of the table, so it's not so noticeable. But for $2, I'm gonna say, to be honest, I spill stuff on my tablecloths. So that's just one of those things. If I can't get rid of the stain, I have in the past, I've had lace and stuff that I have spilt and it's got bad stains, coffee and tea, where I've actually soaked my tablecloths in a strong coffee solution just to get that, I kind of like make it look more like an antique look to it. And then it kind of hides all the stains. So my first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to go down to the laundry room and I'm just going to wash this, hand wash this anywhere I see some stains. Like I see some more here in this pink. I didn't see that one before. So it does have some stains, but again, it's sometimes they just need to be a good wash and the stains will come out. And then going through the curtain section, looking for, I like the idea of having lace shears even under my other curtains just to layer things up. And so Value Village, they were like $6 to $8 or more for the lace. My dog's got cat toys. Okay. Sorry, no, just trying to figure out what she had. No, but so I'm not paying that price for the lace panels, even though they're a nice curtain. So I did go through the material and I found 2 of these really nice long things. And they are curtains. Excuse me. So they are nice lace curtains. I don't know the length, or I don't know the width. They seem pretty long. Like I think it is almost long enough that I could probably use the 2 of them to go across my living room window. I do know the length is a good 7 feet because I took the one and I held it up at the top of my window and see how far down it would go. So I believe that they're about 7 feet long. And if I can just find where the price tag is, oh, there it is. So $3.99 and I got 2 panels of them. So like I said, sometimes when you're looking for curtains stuff, don't forget to look just in the material section. Because I have found like curtains, like shower curtains, regular curtains, even tablecloths hanging up in the material section because it might have a stain or a little tear in it. Or they don't think anybody's going to want it. So I don't know, I only needed one, but I decided to buy both of these panels. So I'm gonna wash these curtains, like these lace ones. I'm definitely gonna wash these. They have a little bit of a smell to them. I'm not quite sure if that is just somebody else's like fabric room spray, or if they're, you know, or if they're trying to cover up like a tobacco smoke scent. See this one, it does have a frayed bottom. So I mean, you know, it does need some work, but that's, you know, I'm not worried about that because I will be cutting these down. It's just, I wanted something nice, light to go underneath the curtains that are hanging up. And then I said I might even put a chunk of this lace in underneath the one that's in the front entrance, just to kind of put all those 3 windows together. So I'm just gonna go and wash these, and I'll be back after my husband gets home from work, and he will hang up the curtain rods for me just because I can't do it. Now I will say the one thing, I've got this one here. So it's a little bit smaller, easier to explain this with. So it has the nice finials on both ends. Now in the bedroom, I've got the one window that is right against the edge of the wall. So what you do is, this has this nice little decorative finial. It has the little screw in there. You take that, undo the screw. Actually, if I can just undo it this way. Sometimes I can. I don't know, it's not working now, but you take this nice decorative finial off, and then you're left with this nice end cap here. And then this will go straight against the wall above the window, because the window sits right against the wall. So otherwise, you know, you have it sticking out and then it doesn't line up properly. But when I hang it up, I'll show you what I mean. So that's one thing I like about using the finials, where you can take the little, we can take the finials off. So like I said, this one here, it has got such a huge decorative finial that, you know, if your window's flat against the wall, well then I would have no curtain on like a big chunk of my window. So I'll be taking that one off and just putting it straight flush against the wall. And I would figure out which, just put this one. Let's take, oh. So you have to figure out which piece, you know, like the slides, like which is the fatter piece and which is the thinner one. And it's always best to have the fatter one. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, sorry, no, I just always find it easier to have like the fatter piece of the two against the wall. It just looks so much nicer when you do it that way. I've also had it one time where even this part here where the finial end is, if it's too big, I've even done that where I've left the finial completely off, and you just put like a foam piece at the end here, and you have that right against the wall. So I will see how it looks. Depending on how the larger finial fits on, I may have to just have the open end just flat against the wall, which then, like I said, you put like a piece of that felt pads stuff there so it doesn't damage the wall. And then your little bar clip thing, whatever it is that, you know, the curtain rod sits on, the little hanging part, is flush to the wall. And it just, then you just have the decorative end on the one side. So I'll just have to see how it looks when I'm over in the bedroom doing that in a little bit. So except I don't have a curtain for my bathroom yet, but I got the curtain rod. That was the other thing is I saw a curtain I liked at the dollar store, but I didn't know if it would fit my window, and I didn't really want to. Dollar store is one of those places, you know, you buy and you can't always take back. And I needed to get the exact measurements first. So I've got the measurements I need for the bathroom. Now that I've looked around, lacy stuff will not work for my bathroom. I actually need like an actual curtain. Sorry, just was at the dentist Tuesday, so I'm having trouble swallowing today. I'm just my mouth is still just all kind of puffy here. Yeah, sorry. So I guess I'll just go and wash my curtains, and I will figure out where my curtain rods are going to go. And when my husband gets home tonight, he will hang up the curtain rods, and then I will hang up the curtains, and I will show you what they look like. So here's the new curtains I had to buy. I got these ones at Dollarama for $5 a panel. These are 52 inches by 84 inches. So I've got one panel for the bathroom, and then I got 4 panels for my bedroom. And I even got a couple of these dark gray panels for my daughter's bedroom. And yeah, just too bad that the other place, the sizing was wrong. It said that they were the 52 by 84, and they were not. So I did manage to find these curtains at the dollar store. So tonight I'm going to go get my husband, and he will hang these curtains up for me tonight. So I'll be back when the curtains are hung. Alright, so my curtains didn't get hung up last night like I wanted them to. I bought 4 panels, $9 each. The size said they were like 54 inches wide and 84 inches long. I had them laid over my kitchen table, and I was getting all the little, what do they call, the grommets all lined up and just doing the zigzag pattern so I could just easily put them through the curtain rod. And as I was doing that, I saw that they were just different side, hanging off the side of the table, different lengths. So I had to line them all up. So I ended up having 3 panels being 5 feet and 1 panel being 6 feet. And I needed the panels to be about 7 feet. So I picked up my daughter last night after school. I took all the curtains in. Now, because you're dealing with like a liquidation place, I don't know how they exchange any things. I'm also dealing with, there's 5 people there, and I will say English is not one of their first language. They were not understanding what I was saying when I said the size on the box is wrong, or the size on the package was wrong. They didn't understand that. So they said because I had taken all the curtains out of the packaging, that they could give me store credit. They couldn't give me my money back. So I did that. But then there was 3 that they could do, and there was 1 that they would not do. Just say because the package, when I took it, there was a corner, like just a corner off one of the side panels. And so she said, well, without that side panel, we can't take it back. Because with that piece, she's like, we can tape the box together and sell them. But without that missing piece, she's like, we can't sell it. So I was able to get a store credit for 3 of them. So while we were there, we did look at the curtains, and I said I'm not buying my curtains from them because I'm not guaranteed that they're going to be the right size of panels if they're all in boxes that have all been taped together and stuff. And you have to, because it is a liquidation place. They get their stuff cheap. They're selling it cheap. So I understand that. But while we were there, my daughter does need a curtain rod for her room. So she found this nice one. It was $22. This was the color I was going to go for the master bedroom. But I went with the silver just because the grommets were silver. And my daughter said she didn't care if the grommets were silver. She liked the finials on this, and she liked the color, and we needed such a long one. So this was the 66 inches to 120 inches. So $22 for a nice, so kind of the copper color curtain rod. And then we were, so we did that. So I said, okay, I'd have to make another trip home to get the missing piece. So I'm like, okay, well, before we head just straight home, let's go to the mall. So we went up to the mall last night. And so we went to Winners. They had curtain panels that I need, $50 for a pack of 2. And I'm like, okay, well, I need 4 for my room, and my daughter would need 4 for her room. So we're looking at over $200. So I'm like, that's not going to happen. So we were in the mall. I said, well, Walmart in this mall as well, so we thought we'd make our way to Walmart. Well, we decided to stop at the dollar store first. And I said, well, this dollar store always has these small little curtains that I thought would work for my little bathroom down here. But instead, for $5 a panel, they actually have them the right size. So they are 52 inches wide and 84 inches in length. So I'm going to open one just to make sure that that is the right length. But my daughter likes this dark gray one. She does need 4 panels, and we were only able to find 2. And I thought, well, we're looking at the dollar store. So I said, 2 would work. 2 will work across her window. I like having multiple panels. It just looks a little bit nicer. It looks more fuller. I mean, 2 would definitely work, but they'd be kind of like just kind of like more stretched out. Having 4 panels, you kind of get that more fullness look. But I thought, well, 2 was all they had, so I thought we'll grab them. And then we did run to the dollar store across the street, and they didn't have any of the gray. They had the other colors, but they didn't have any of the dark gray. So I will go to check some of the other dollar stores today and see if they have any more of these dark gray ones. But for $5 a panel, so that was for my daughter's room. And then I did grab one for the bathroom. I mean, I know it's going to be, too long. That's fine. I can hem, and it will just give me some nice material for something else. And then I did buy 4 more, so my bedroom is now going to be in the nice, it's a light cream kind of color. Don't really know if it's showing on the camera. But so that cost me, this was $35 for the 7 panels. Like I said, I'll run back to the other Dollaramas and see if they have another 1 or 2, probably 2 more of the gray curtains. And then our curtains will all be hung up today when my husband gets home from work. I told him that was his job. We just said, so we left the mall, and then we had to come home. I had to go digging through the recycling box to find that little missing, piece. I had to go back into the liquidation place, and it was the one lady was there, and then she was typing in all the stuff to give me the credit, and it was just the 1 panel, but she knew that I had 4 panels, so she was trying to give me a credit for all 4 panels. And so I could have gotten a credit for 3 of the panels twice if I was that type of person, but I'm not that type of person. She was kind of confused, and I said, well, no, she was kind of confused that I had gotten the credit for the 3 panels, but she didn't quite realize that I had used the credit to buy the curtain rod. So that took most of the money of those 3 panels. So she thanked me for being honest, but, that's all I got was, the $9 back. So then I spent almost all the other ones on the curtain rod. So we just did a lot of running around. So we just got home kind of late last night after doing lots of running around trying to get my store credit. Would have preferred the cash, but it doesn't make any difference. I mean, so now I have about $15 of a store credit, and I'm like, they sell Starbucks coffee on sale there. Like, they sell the really great big, it's close to 3 pounds of coffee there occasionally for about $12. So I'm like, well, I'll go and buy myself some Starbucks coffee, and next time I'm down there, I'll use up my store credit fast, just because they're in the middle of relocating. And so I don't want anything to happen with my store credit. I'm one of those people, if I get store credit, I like to use it up within those few days. So my curtains will be up later tonight. So I've got the other ones washed, my lace ones washed. And so I will be doing that today as well. Bringing these 2 here in the kitchen, bringing those lace ones down, and I think I'm just going to, I think I might just glue the curtains together just for now. And then my sewing machines are just not not usable. I can't access to where my sewing machines are at the moment. Plus I got to do a big clean because they are now covered in sawdust and drywall dust again. So I think that's why I was having trouble with showing at Christmas. It's just because my sewing machines need a good clean in and out. I'm not quite sure how to do all that. Getting all the dust and sawdust and drywall dust and stuff out of the machines. But yeah, so I will be doing that a little bit later. Today I will be, finishing up the curtains here, and then my husband will hang up the curtain rods tonight, and I'll have most of my house will now have curtains. So I'll be back when my curtains are, as I'm getting them more installed. So my husband finally got the curtain rods hung up. So this is in the living room. I've got 4 panels. Right now I just have the one panel is just tucked in on the side, and the 2 center ones are stretched across. Just trying to see how they fit. Now normally when I'm putting panels like this on such a long curtain rod, I usually overlap 1 or 2 of the grommets, just so when I'm opening and closing, I don't have to go do 4 panels at one time. It's either that or stitch them together. I find it easier just to weave the grommets through, overlapping the grommets, and then it's like 1 curtain panel. So I'll have to do that later. I just wanted to get the curtains up. So I have curtains in my living room and got curtains in the bedroom and the bathroom. So I'll show those in a second. So here is in the bathroom. I love this curtain. Now my curtains aren't actually on here quite right. I don't have the spacing up there quite where I want it to be. But this curtain is like a 7 or 8 foot. I think this is an 8 foot long curtain. And so it touches the floor, and my window is here. So I kind of want to trim this and hem it. I just want to have the curtain hung. So here, I'll do this. If I open, it's cold today, but I'll just do this for a quick second. It's too cold to do that, but yeah, as you can see, when I open my window, you can completely see outside. So I really wanted a curtain in here, but I only need it to be where the window ledge is, only because right below the window ledge is the towel bar, and then right on the floor is the register. So this is going to make my curtain blow, but I've got the curtain up, so that's all I care about. Again, I'm going to have to, figure out how to keep this curtain even up there. I know there's a couple different techniques. I have tried the paper towel or toilet paper roll method. It never worked for me. There was another one, and it was the pool noodles. So I think I'll try that as soon as, pool noodle season, like pool season. And I will check and see if I can find the pool noodle with the holes in it and see if that will help. And then the bedroom right here. So we've got curtains up here. Same thing. They just got hung, so my spacing for the grommets isn't quite right. As you can see over here too, I don't quite have them exactly even where I want. They are quite sheer, which is what I want. I want to be able to see the light come through, but I wanted some privacy. I think I'm going to look for some heavier curtains. Yeah, because they are quite sheer looking, but it just gives me that little bit more privacy in the bedroom. And then this one, because this curtain goes right against the wall, we took the one finial off at that end, and it looks really good. Again, I just haven't quite decided, exactly where, how I want to have them open during the day, or if I'm just going to keep them closed. So I got to see how much light comes through. And these don't touch the floor just because of how tall these is. So these are about, I think, 8 feet. So they are off the floor, which is okay. I don't really like my drapes tripping over stuff. Yeah, I don't really like my drapes, you know, touching the floor. I know some people like that when they puddle. I have pets. I had kids. When you want to vacuum or mop and stuff, I find it's really, really just such a pain to having the curtains on the floor. I also find, especially cats, they like to crawl in the curtains and that makes it their bed. Just excuse my mess. I'm still trying to find places for this stuff. But yeah, over here, like if it were to hit the floor, it would cover the register. And that's also why I like my curtains up a bit from the floor. So we got those ones all done. So we just have the 2 bedrooms upstairs to get the curtains in. I'm not sure when they will get done. I'm not quite sure. I've got the one curtain rod that my husband's got to kind of fix. If he can't fix it, then I'll have to buy a new one. My daughter picked out the curtain rod she likes, so that is the next thing that my husband will probably be doing in the next day or two, whenever he's got some time. Like I said, we've lived here since October, finally getting curtains done. But, you know, the windows, you know, we had to wait for the windows to get done. And I just said I didn't want to buy curtains before the windows were done, before the framing was done around them, just because I want to figure out how wide I really needed them. And I just wanted some time to figure out what I wanted. So curtains are hung up on most of them. I just have the 2 in the kitchen to finish. So I'm going to go and get the materials and start on that now. Right, so I've taken this one curtain rod down out of my kitchen, and I'm going to take this one sunflower lace off. And I had bought this other curtain, these other curtain panels from Value Village for $3.99 each. So I'm going to just put this up and just see how much of this I need. This is going to be such a long, or really, I know I probably do. I should have probably measured this, but it's hard to measure. It's just, it's this type of, you know, lacy stuff. This material is this meshy, lacy material. It is such a pain to try to measure, and I just realized I looped it through the thin end. I should have put it on the fat end. So now I got to pull this all through here. I just want to know how much I need of this, how long, because this is quite long as well. So I'm just going to hang this up on my curtain, or up on my window, and just see how wide and how long I need it, and then just do my cuts that way. I find it so much easier when I'm trying to, sorry, I got like pet hair on my lip. I can feel it. Yeah, so I can just, it's easier if I have it hanging, then I know exactly where to cut, and it's easier to measure. So I'm just going to hang this up, and I'll be right back. Right, so I've got it across the curtain. So up here, I'm just going to stand up here so it's easier to show up. So I've got it here on the, up here, right here, right against where the finial is. And I got it stretched out to where this finial would end here. And this is all the extra bit of curtain I'd have to trim off. So I'm just going to bring a little bit, I'm going to give myself a little bit more of a slack here, but that just gives me approximately how much I'd have to trim off. So I'm going to, so I'd probably trim this off here, right up there. Of course, my curtain rod keeps sliding and the curtain keeps pulling. So I'm just going to grab my scissors and make a little snip, and then figure out how much I have trimmed off. And I'm going to do the same to the other curtain, because I've got the other panel. But I'm going to see if the amount that I trim off here will fit across the other one first. But yeah, I'm just going to cut straight down, and then I will be back. Right, so I've got that hanging there, and then I did hang the other curtain, sheer curtain here. And as you notice, this window here is a lot shorter, so I do have to trim some off of this side just so it fits better. And then on top of that, I do want to put those sunflower ones back on, but the next thing I have to do is trim this to the size of the window. Like I said, this one here, right now, you know, it's like way too long. So I'm just debating. I don't want it to touch the counter. So I'm just trying to figure out where. I just got to move all the stuff here that's in the way. Should have done this first, but you know, you get busy doing things and then you just start moving things and doing things and forget to move anything that's actually in your way. So I just got to move. These over. Oops. I'm gonna break my stuff here. Okay, there. So now if I just pull this down, like I said, I don't want it to touch the counter, but I'd like to be at least level with here. And as you can see, my husband still has to go in and do some puttying here. But, you know, I just want to get the curtains hung. I'm going to grab my scissors. And like I said, this is just lace or sheer stuff, so I don't really care about the sizing too much. I just kind of and then I will fix this edge. I'll make it look a lot neater. Just there. So now I've kind of got the bottom kind of trimmed. Like I said, I will take this down and I will trim it a lot neater in a little bit. As you can see, it's kind of crooked, but it's okay. And then I kind of want to go upwards. So I kind of have my mark as to where I need to, oops, there. That, and I'll trim all of this stuff here off, and I'll remove that. Now I'm going to figure out how to put the sunflower curtain over top, but then and I still have to trim the bottom of this one as well. Just debating. I mean, this one, let's see, will it look okay if I just, actually this one I think I'm going to leave. I think that'll be okay, except it's a little crooked at the bottom. Just have to decide how short I want to make this bottom panel here, as it is cut crooked. Let's see. I'm going to use this grout line right here. So I'll have a nice, even, straight edge. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to trim this one, finish trimming the other one, and then I will figure out how to put the sunflower ones over top, and then I'll be back. So I got this one cut, but then the heat kicked in, and then I cut it crooked. So I do see how the heat is going to blow this up, kind of doing that. So I'm going to trim it shorter. So I think I'm going to actually trim it with with the window ledge just instead. It'd just be a lot easier to do that. And then I don't think it's going to move around as much. So I'll be back when I get those trimmed. All right, I did cut it shorter, but as you can see, the my curtain's still just gonna do this. So I've decided that I'm gonna get some yellow ribbon. It's kind of like matches the sunflowers. And I'm gonna stitch across 3 of the sides with the yellow ribbon. And then I'm gonna stitch the 2 curtain panels together. But right now I just looped, there's a little, where your curtain rod goes through. So there's a little hole, so I just looped them over the curtain rod. So that is that curtain. It doesn't do anything. It just gives a little bit more privacy. It just looks nice. And same with this one. Now this curtain is, or this window is smaller. So I actually tucked in and doubled up the little looped ends. I'm just gonna turn on, or maybe I'll just turn this light down, just use my dimmer. Oops. There we go. You can see it just kind of gives a little bit more privacy. This is the kitchen. I really like having my windows like open, and I like a curtain, but not really a curtain. So that is what those look like. And then I've got the front entrance. And I think I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to take this curtain rod down and put that other lace panel up. So I'm just going to do that and I'll be back. Right, I did this one the same way. I just put the whole curtain panel. I didn't trim it. It's actually long enough or wide enough to fit this curtain or the window. I mean, the curtain panel is wide enough to fit this curtain, so I didn't have to trim the sides. I trimmed up the bottom and I just used the bottom of this decorative trim here and just cut across. Same thing, I'm going to get some of that yellow ribbon and I'm going to stitch the ribbon on the 3 sides, and then I will stitch this other top part on top of that curtain. Did that for another project. So again, same thing, all I did was just find the center and then I just looped, it's a pet hair, I just looped one of these little things over top of the curtain rod hook just for now, just so I can get a nice look. So that's what it looks like. I'm just going to turn this light off or just turn this down. It just gives a little bit more privacy. So I do really like the way that they are looking. So like I said, and then I still have to do the bathroom curtain, get that one trimmed up to size. I'm not going to cut it tonight. I'm just going to leave these ones the way that they are. I got to get some yellow ribbon. I also have to get access to my sewing machine too. And then like I said, that's a project for another day for finishing the curtains, but they are hung and I really like how they are looking. Just going to turn up all my light switches. All our lights are on dimmer switches, so which is nice as well. But there we go. So I've got all the curtains on my main floor are now all hung up. Right, so again, I just want to say thank you so much to everybody who's subscribing to my channels and watching my videos, and I will see you in the next ones. Bye.